I had such high hopes for this new plant-based cream by Country Crock. Well, my excitement quickly turned into a battle of the wills. Keep watching to find out who won, me or the cake. I've already baked my chocolate cake layers ahead of time, so this is going to be a really quick build. What we have to do next is make the chocolate custard for the filling, and I've got my plant milk in the sauce pot. And the thing you're always going to want to do first when making a custard is whisk the sugar together with the cornstarch, and that will ensure that you never have lumps in your custard. So this is a quick stovetop recipe where we're just going to add that sugar and cornstarch to the plant milk, bring it up to a boil. The vegan chocolate and the butter go in last with some vanilla extract, and that is how simple it is to make a vegan chocolate custard. There's not too many things I love more than turning my cookie dough recipe into little edible cups to fill with the most luscious things. Now, because this is a chocolate cream pie cake, we've got to get some whipped cream in here. I was finally able to find this Country Crock Plant Cream Heavy Whipping Cream, not sponsored, and we're gonna go ahead and see how it holds up. I've heard really great reviews about it, and we're gonna put it to the test today. So I'm using 1 carton, which is 2 cups of liquid and about 1/4 cup of confectioner's sugar. And we're gonna whip it up and see how stable it is. This did not even take a minute. I have to say, at first glance, I'm pretty impressed. So let's get to building this cake and see if Country Crock is where it's at. So I decided to do a little last-minute change of plans because I don't really trust this whipped cream. I haven't used it yet. I didn't do a test on it ahead of time like I should have. So I don't want this cake to be the testing ground for a disaster. So I'm just gonna reinforce the stability of this cake with a little bit of chocolate buttercream. Who doesn't love chocolate buttercream anyway? But if you trust your whipped cream, like my recipe, or I know the Silk works, and I know cans of coconut fat whipped up works, but because I don't know about this Country Crock yet, and everything I've read about it says that it is slightly softer than the Silk and probably my recipe. So I just need a little added insurance that this cake isn't just going to slip and slop all over the place. Yeah, I can tell already that it is way softer than what we're used to. Hopefully it'll firm up in the refrigerator though. So if there's one thing I do not stand for in my life, is that a cake is gonna get the best of me. So while I was freezing this cake for stability, as you can see, it did nothing for this plant cream. So Country Crock, I am sorry, you taste delicious, but your stability is an absolute 0. I will write a full review about vegan whipped cream on my website, so be sure to head over to Gretchen'sVeganBakery.com for all of the best information about vegan baking. And in the meantime, I have to do a quick fix for this chocolate cream pie cake because, as you see, Country Crock plant cream is a crock of boop. So here's the MacGyver Fix. I had to deconstruct this entire cake, scrape out the Country Crock plant-based cream, re-whip it on the mixer with some ganache to make chocolate whipped cream. And now it is so stable. Chocolate fixes everything. So while this wasn't exactly the vision that I had in mind for my chocolate cream pie cake, it's okay. It's still whipped cream and it's still chocolate. So maybe this was a total win. I know it's still going to be delicious, but this cake sort of turned into chaos. So I am definitely going to be giving you the proper measurements on my website for the original cake that I had in mind, and you just need to find a better whipped cream, vegan whipped cream for this cake, because in my opinion, Country Crock is not it. I have a homemade recipe that works beautifully. The silk has always worked beautifully, and that's probably because those two are coconut based, and coconut fat really does solidify beautifully in the refrigerator. So again, all the recipes are at Gretchen'sVeganBakery.com for the proper way to make a chocolate cream pie cake. So let me just finish up this decoration, and the moment we wait for is the tasting. Well, if you made it all the way to the end, you can see that I definitely won this one today, but not without some battle scars. This cake certainly did not turn out the way I had originally envisioned, but dare I say, it may actually be better. Of course, I had to implement an arsenal of backup, like the chocolate buttercream, the chocolate whipped cream save, and then the ganache icing, all not what I was planning to do for this cake. But it did turn out absolutely dreamy, so let's just keep this whole experience to ourselves and let everyone think I meant to do this. As always, the recipes are listed on my website with written instructions, and you can be sure I'm going to be doing a Country Crock review and comparison video for all the vegan whipped cream options, including my homemade recipe. So stay tuned for that one, and thanks so much to everyone for sticking through to the end, and until next time, happy vegan baking. Bye for now.